Welcome to the first edition of On the QT, the latest creation of Enigma Inspiration. I'm your host, Mr. E, out here loud and proud to bring you the best motivational material possible. I want to find the best stories from around the globe which touch the heart and mind, and are quietly out there so no one else can see them. Is this John Krasinski's Good News Network? No, it is not. But I hope someday we will have guests and moments to inspire in a world that seems in desperate need of inspiration. I admit, as a first episode, it's going to take some time to get to the logistics of everything. After all, as I started to scour the news, I felt like I wanted to crawl up in a little ball and hope the apocalypse passes me by. With two catastrophic wars that threaten the planet in all directions, and other would-be dictators encroaching on society from all angles, trying to gobble up the globe for themselves, we little people have to go on about our lives, hoping to make things a little better. In this crazy world, I cannot tell whether we buried our feelings so deep that we refuse to let them come out, or we are living like our feelings are a bundle of raw nerves exposed to the world at every second. And then there are the people out there trying to pick fights at every turn. They want the world to come after them and take them on all at once. There's far too much hate in the world, and I don't think connecting people has solved the problem. It's only turned us into worse versions of ourselves. Don't get me wrong. Feelings can be good, and they have their place, but they aren't the be-all, end-all, and if we let them rule us, I feel like we turn into the worst versions of ourselves. None of us, deep down, wants to be judged for our worst moments, and if you become a reactionary soul, reacting to everything around you, you're going to cancel some of the best people out of your lives. So take a breath, don't be offended by everything, and realize that the other person next to you has a whole other different set of experiences you do not. So judging them for what those experiences are will leave you sad and lonely in the end. So yes, I have feelings about the world and life, and I hope to share them on the QT. And I believe that men can be the most honorable people in the world, and women the most beautiful and the most gracious. Both take work. There's nothing like a woman's beauty, both outside and in. It makes the world glow a little bit more. Maybe I'll get this later, but today on the QT, I'm going to share a poem I've written for a woman in my life who exemplifies such beauty. It's called She Glows Like Gardens. She glows like gardens in the rain of fertile fields and ripened fruit, and radiating love to gain, which sloth and envy can't pollute. Thus I sing out the soft refrain to gardens muse and my love's root. One plant the more, one rose the less, would steal from beauty's soft lush ground, that grows in fire like her tress, with desires spring from that rich mound, and sighs which lust will soon address, the perfect beauty garden bound. For with her lips and from her face, those eyes on fire, they speak to me, of bodies moving in her grace and rhythm with amorous sea. O muse inspiring quicken pace, with carnal blooms by your decree. So welcome to my new labor of love. It's on the QT. Whether it's very hush-hush or not, I will leave for you to decide. I'm looking for the good things in life, the beautiful things. So if you find a good story this week that you think should get blasted, send it here. I'll make sure to give it a once-over, and then I may find its way into another episode. I'm going to cut this episode a little short today, basically because I'm figuring everything out. and before I try to dig for more good stories until the apocalypse becomes a dream instead of a nightmare. So good night from On the QT with Mr. E. Until next time, au revoir.